Good afternoon, everybody. I am Josh Justice, the gallery coordinator, and on behalf of Mott Community College's Fine Arts Gallery and the Fine Arts Department, I welcome you all to Art Talk. Art Talk is a series of conversations that feature professional artists, educators, and historians sharing their insights into the creative process and research. We would like to thank the Ballinger Trust for helping make this possible, and today we welcome an incredible artist, Jerry Schertz. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks, guys.
So let's get started. How did you get your start doing art?
I started when I lost my job in 2006, and I started kind of being full-time artist slash alcoholic around 2007 when I couldn't find a job, and we started doing more pop-up shows at bars and stuff like that. And I started getting into gallery shows and fairs and things like that.
So what gravitated you towards art compared to like doing anything else?
I always leaned towards art when I was younger. I was doing a lot more art and things like that, and sculpting, everything was great. And then I don't know. Once I lost my job, it just seemed I just went that direction.
So what kind of, I mean, if you look around, it's a lot of pop culture stuff. What was the main like influences, like growing up? Like what were you into, and how did that help you develop your art?
Uh, Skateboarding and punk rock, basically. A lot of skateboard designs and that. And then I just started a little bit of graffiti and different things,
Hmm.
change stuff. And now I'm more into the pop art things. So I'm kind of digging it right now.
We've known each other for about 15 years now. It's
Yeah.
been I met you at Motor City Comic Con years ago, and just to see like how your style has stayed the same, but also like innovative, like over the
Yeah.
years. Going from the tiles that you do to the spray paint cans, the VHS tapes, the circus punks. Like it really your style kind of lends to kind of the refurbishing and repurposing of things. Like how did was it a matter of necessity that you picked, you know, doing stuff like this, or um, do you do anything on canvas?
Not much anymore. I do some wood panels. Well, the signs I've always wanted to do. I wanted to do a solo show. I think it was 2010. I just didn't have enough signs, and then I started re-looking at all the signs I had, and I found a spot where I could get more signs.
Hmm.
And so we have quite a bit of signs in the backyard, probably maybe 500 that are found. So I've been painting on those now, and I've been really liking the signs.
And you make a good living traveling to
Yeah, I do
different
well.
conventions and pop-ups. How important has the networking and those kinds of scenes been for you to go to like the different shows?
Now it seems to be a lot easier. People ask me to be at shows and that. I don't have the jury into everything anymore, so that's kind of fun. Um, no bigger artists that can let me in. Like I do some stuff in Portland now that I don't really even have to be juried into, so it's
Hmm.
kind of fun. But yeah, it's important to know your other people, your other artists. They all help each other out, I feel.
Yeah. And a lot of your, the punk rock style, the DIY style, you have, you know, perpetuated that over the years that it's becoming, it's who you are as an artist, and you've incorporated all that into that, right?
Yeah, yeah. You know, doing larger shows and stuff, I would set, I'd have a tent. There might be up to 200 signs in there and a table space that has a bunch of stuff like that what's like in the other room and that. But then I would do a smaller show. I pretty much stay the same because I feel that everybody should have an opportunity to buy art at a reasonable price instead of, putting a top tier out there.
So kind of walk us through how you come up with, any of these designs?
Right now I'm trying to pun most of them, and I'm running out of some of the signs I can pun.
Yeah.
But I look at a sign and see what I would fit on there, and I go from there. Like the no parking with the P's circles with it crossed out. I'm using some of those like halos, like a Renaissance era. Um, Now I'm running out of those, but I like doing those ones quite a bit.
So do you seek out like a certain type of sign? Like a lot of the signs that you use, like the crossroads with the Beatles or the no trespassing with Jay and Silent Bob, like do you have like an idea in mind and you seek out those signs, or do you vice versa?
Sometimes, yeah, there's an idea and I don't have the sign, and then I have to find the sign and then meet somebody on Marketplace to buy the sign, which is kind of sketchy. Um, Sometimes they'll bring the post and everything, and I'm like, I just want the sign. I don't want the post and the concrete attached to it,
Yeah.
you know. And a lot of the signs will have where they're from on the back, or now they have tracking devices on the signs.
Oh geez.
I don't know that though. So, uh,
Um, were
their
you
stop signs get huge too. Like, yeah. There's like three different sizes. I think the one back there is like 30 by 30, and I have one even larger. And people don't realize how big it is and want to buy it. And it's like it's a large sign.
yeah, when we were hanging the show, that one and that one, I was real surprised. That's why, we made those the focal points, just because like it you can build so much off of just how big those are.
Yeah.
Um so yeah, go through your like the process of like cutting the stencils and whatnot.
Like sometimes I'll go from the sign. I'll have an idea like with the Beatles and that. I was like, I had this crossroads sign out in the yard for years. I'm like, oh, I put the Beatles on there, and I try to find some sort of picture that would kind of line up, and then try to draw it out a little bit. I'll draw over the original picture and try to make changes for that. That's going to line up, and then I cut. Each color is going to be a layer that I have to cut separately, and then it lays on top. And usually I come back in like with the black to finish it. I usually go from black to light, and then I'd go back in like medium, dark, and then black again. We'll finish it off.
And it's all hand
Hand
done.
cut, yeah.
Okay.
And I only do them once on nails. I try to keep everything original. I don't do prints or anything that way.
Amazing. So yeah, and with the landscape of art now and a lot of it going to AI and whatnot, there's something to be said about the craftsmanship of what you do. You know, you can type in anything into like a
Yeah.
prompt and whatnot, but to see something hand done and original, like amazing.
Now with the AI and everything, when I screw up on hand, I can just say it's AI. I can put an extra finger. Like if it doesn't work out, it's like, it's all still good.
That's what you meant to do.
Yeah.
So, does anybody have any questions?
Awesome.
Right.
I just have an opinion, actually. When you mentioned some of the signs being on the post, it's my preference, my idea that we should really try to integrate that into your work.
Integrating the post into the.
Literally, leaving the sign on the post and just leaning it against the wall.
I wouldn't not want to do that because it wouldn't fit my car, and then I got the big chunk of cement sticking out my window, and cops probably have questions about that. I thought about a post, at my house. So I can just hang it up and take photos of it, but yeah, I don't want to do all that. I would definitely get pulled over with a post sticking out.
So before we got in here, you were talking about, and without naming names,
Oh, yeah.
a fun celebrity not so fun celebrity story from, because you do a lot of
Yeah.
pop culture conventions and comic conventions. So a lot of the stuff that you do, like an artist might see what you do. Like if you go to a con and Kevin Smith and Jason Mewes are there, they might see your work.
I've
So,
done a lot of stuff for those guys, to be honest. Most of the clerk people have something of mine.
oh, that's awesome.
They're very cool.
So tell us about a certain celebrity that was not so good without naming names.
Well, I do a lot of conventions with celebrities and stuff, and a lot of people aren't as cool as you think they are going to be. Um, but this guy, is older celebrity, he was a child star. And he's still working now. Actually, still he's on a show currently. He came over and he wanted some stuff, and I actually painted him from one of his younger when he was younger, and I was out of this movie, and he wanted to buy all this stuff. And I was like, yeah, cool. You buy all that stuff there, and I'll give you these things. And this whole time, it was being filmed for a documentary of this con that I'm at. And he's like, yeah, I'll do this. And I just got to run to my booth, which was right around the corner and the next aisle over. And he goes, I'll go get the money and I'll come right back. And I was like, oh, cool. And everybody's taking pictures of him while he's there. And he's asking questions, and it's all on camera. And he goes and back to go get his money. And I'm like, man, that dude's been gone for a long time. So I went back over to his booth and gone, like all of his stuff. Like there was this garbage left behind. He just took off all my stuff, like $200 worth of things, man. And he just took off. And so I don't know if he does that at every convention or what, but he's hand picking things. So I'm like, yeah, I'll cut you a deal. And yeah, he took off. Whole bag full of things. Great. And it's on camera.
So aside from the thievery of celebrities, what would you avoid if one were to get into doing conventions and whatnot? Like what advice do you have to people that want to do
Conventions?
conventions, pop-ups? Like what makes a good or a bad convention?
And do your research before you do any type of convention. Like check the surrounding areas to see, how well it's attended. Average income, to be honest with you. Like you don't want to take like thousands of dollars of art if it's going to be a lower end community. Just take some smaller stuff. Just keep selling, but don't bring your big things. But research at con, because there's been many times that I got suckered in on a con that was like a con. Like they just took our money. We're all just standing there, and it is not. It is not a good thing. Like nobody knew who was running it. Nobody was telling you what to do. People didn't show up. It was bad. Like there's been times I did 3-day shows. I made maybe $100 when we left early. Like everybody left early on Sunday. Nobody was running it. Like we just all left. Nobody showed up. There was no tickets sold, anything. So check into that. Shows that have been around a lot. It's not real problem. Like check how much it's going to be too. A lot of people are selling spots, anywhere from $350 to thousands of dollars for like a 6x6 space. I mean, make sure you have enough product to at least cover your booth and your hotel and everything that way. If you don't have enough stuff, you probably shouldn't be there because there's no way you're going to come out even. You're already losing money walking in the door. Like if it's $1,000, you're out $1,000 before you even hit the door. So do that. Like I'll show you my table on the other end. Like I got a 4-foot table and I got it going up. Like if you have a small space, go up, get racks. Go, if you got space behind, get racks to go up. Get as much stuff as you can out there and have more variety for people to buy things at any price. People want to buy stuff, but maybe they can't afford this, but they can afford this. They just want a little bit of you, and everything. Every piece has you in it, and you're the best seller of your stuff. So look into it that way. Stay in your area. Like everybody gets the same amount, but you go to a con and there's like a common area where you can get in and out to use the bathroom and that, and you'll go there and somebody is built. You got 6-foot area. This guy took 6.5 feet. Now you can't get in and out. Like be in that area. Like stay in your area, be cool to your neighbor. Everybody's trying to make the same amount of money. Everybody's trying to do stuff, don't.
Just be respectful. Don't be that guy. Don't be the guy
Oh
that
man, there's so
nobody
many
wants
of
to be
those
around.
guys. I do want to write a book about that eventually. It's bad. Fishing, people that fish. Oh, hey. And so they come over, they'll take a person from in front of your table or booth to try to get them in their area, and now they're trying to hard sell them on something. It's like, wait, like they were just in my area. They're just casting far and just reeling them in. So those have been fun. And it still happens to this day. Nobody, the new people and people are just kind of clowns.
How
Right.
how important is it the stuff that you bring? Like if you're doing like a horror convention, do you take mostly your, Universal monsters, but leave out some of your animals?
Yeah.
Like how important is
Yeah,
curating your wares?
for sure. Like you have to take what's possibly going to sell. Like a lot of shows are themed. Even gallery shows are themed. So they get an idea and they'll get at you. Like for galleries and stuff, I want to be in this gallery show and this is the theme. So you paint for the theme. So I'm painting like right now. I'm getting ready for Oddities and Curiosities in like Indianapolis. So I'm doing more of the scarier things to take on the road for that. But I also take like the angels and some of the dead celebrities go. So, but yeah, you have to theme everything.
What what would be your next like project? Like what are you working on as far as like more signage? Are you looking for different mediums? Are you
I all signs. Like I said, I got probably 500 signs that are just
gotta get those out of the
gotta
backyard?
get them out of the backyard. I think they're bending the fence a little bit
Oh,
now.
geez.
Um, some of them are just burnt out too from like the sun. So I'm just like painting over the whole thing and just going that route. But so many signs. Some of them are bigger, so I'm going to try to figure out what I can do with that. But more signs, always signs, signs and cans.
Yeah.
You know,
The cans are relatively new, right?
I do them every now and again, but
Yeah.
this is the most amount. I did 40 for this show, just for you guys have an opportunity to grab some. But they're just kind of empty cans that I use making this stuff, and I just paint other things on top of it.
Very cool. Right. Any questions? Yes,
Do you
B.
hit your like highest volume with like customers and like your highest profit, I guess, of like
I'm sorry.
signs and galleries, like
Oh, what do I make more money at?
yeah,
Shows.
shows.
Yeah. Like I said, nobody's gonna sell your stuff as as great and good as you. Like galleries. I mean, I did galleries when I first started, and I shipped stuff out and it came back. They charge you. Now, he didn't want me to talk about some of this stuff,
Go
so
ahead.
so
We'll edit it out
galleries.
later.
Yeah, they're gonna edit. Yeah, some galleries, especially when I first started, charge you a jury fee. Okay, so it'd be like maybe $25, $35 just for a jury fee, then a hanging fee just to put it on the wall. Then they take a cut, which is 50%. So now you got to add all that up. If you're shipping it somewhere, you're going to add it up pretty far, pretty high. They don't really care. They already made their money, to be honest with you. So they're just it's not going to sell. You're going to have to pay to get it shipped back, there's I'm just starting to work again in some galleries, and I got some really good galleries like in Portland and stuff that's doing really well for me. But shows, I mean, that's all your money. You're going to have to pay a bigger price up, at the very beginning, like a $500 to $1,000 tent space or something. But all that money's coming back to you. There's no cut, and you can make deals or whatever. Like, oh, I'm so close to making this much money. You have something in your mind. This is how much money you need to make the day right. You can cut deals or whatever. They're not going to, like some galleries are super cool and they do a lot of work, but some, like when I first started, I got ripped off a lot. The hanging fee, all that stuff. And I just lost my job. I mean, I barely had any money, and they're just like blowing smoke up my butt, like, oh, this stuff would be great. And I don't even think it hung, to be honest with you. You know what I mean? Like, but they already made all their money before I even shipped it there. So shows, just doing your stuff. Like you can do. We used to set up at Churchill's back in the day, like maybe 10, 15 years ago. I used to set up there. Just you can do pop-ups anywhere, any bar. We were doing stuff in people's backyard in Ferndale, parking lots during COVID. Like people want to buy stuff. Everybody likes art. So just figure it out. Like you can do your own shows and just make the cash. Art fairs, yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. I would say street fairs are probably the best. I feel the cons, they're okay, but usually they're like a 3-day event, so the money's spread out. So like if you do a street fair that's a 1-day, it's a big deal. Like everybody's gonna come. They're not gonna, oh, I'll come tomorrow, and then they just don't come. They have to come for that 1 day. So you're gonna have this huge day, For the cons, it's just watered down. It's decent money, but I can make more money at probably a street fair for 1 day than I do a 3-day con, like a movie con or something that way. And you're not gonna make more money than a celebrity. They're always gonna suck the money out of the room, to be honest. But
Anybody else?
I'll go ahead and ask. Are there any of these that are in here? Is there a connection that you made when you chose the sign and the art that maybe typical viewers might not realize, like why you did it? You're kind of proud of it, especially like I thought that was pretty clever. Is there any that you just chose for your own purposes?
each one is kind of special. Like because I go off the sign itself. Like the Godzilla there with his neighborhood watch, I thought that was kind of fun. I have a few of those left, and they usually sell pretty quick. Like I did Mr. Rogers before in there. I did a cat kind of sticking out. Those are kind of fun. There's a few others, like the one-way signs are kind of fun.
You had said that you were really digging the animals too, right? Like the giraffe. You really loved.
Yeah, I like that one quite a bit. I just didn't do any black outline whatsoever, and the sign's really old. I never seen a sign like that. But my attachment to them is just me doing them. After that, I want you guys to have them. I'm happy with just the process of it.
Do you ever make any just for you? No.
No. There's some that I wish I had longer. Like I'll take it to a show and it just sells immediately. Oh man, like nobody got to see that. It was really, really cool. Or I could have hung it at my house for a little bit. But other people can have it. I take pictures. It's fine. Yeah.
Yes, Randall.
So how much were you like typically charged for art?
Like for commissions, it's all based on the size. Like
Size and the effort.
like the no parking signs, they're like 12 by 18, so they're like 175. It just goes by the size. 18 by 24 is like 250. It all depends on the size. I just keep them all, even if it's harder. I just keep them. I go off the size, not the time. Nobody cares about time. Nobody cares about time. Oh, you want me to talk about that? All right.
No, that's absolutely right. Because a lot of people go, how many, because I put this
Yeah,
many
we can talk
times,
about
why
that.
you don't
Yeah, go ahead.
spend too much time on the dang thing that you don't have to because you're never going to get what it's worth. It's
No.
like Joseph,
Normal people don't care how like if you're in a tent and somebody comes in, they'll ask like, oh, how, and you got to get like a spiel going like, hey, how's it going? Greet everybody that comes into your tent or your table, make eye contact. But some people will ask, and a lot of people don't care because television shows ruin it. This tattoo shows and stuff, everybody thinks everything's done in 20 minutes. They don't care. The only people that care about how much time you put in an art piece is another artist, to be honest with you. Normal people don't care. Even if you start telling them, oh, it took me 2 weeks, that might turn them completely off. Just, they don't care.
Size, do you find, like, it harder to do, like, a smaller size over a bigger size or vice versa?
I before I started doing science, I just did 5x7s. And I got the and I could do 4 inch by 4 inches, not a problem. So doing the larger ones, it's been so much fun because I can just spray wherever. I can blow things out. I can do multiple colors in different areas. Before it's like it had to be tight, really tight. So it's been a lot. It's been a lot more fun, a lot more freedom doing the larger stuff. Even though like some of them are just too big for the space that I have to paint on now. Like I might have to change my area, but it's fun. Like I would do that in halves.
That's an awesome piece.
Like the Hulk was 20 some layers and like 6 layers of just on the teeth. So I probably worked on it for like 2 weeks, if anybody cared. um, but yeah, 6 layers just on the teeth alone because it was bothering me. Like they were too white and they were.
Yes, Mariah.
Do you work on multiple beats at a time, or do you stick to one, or do you kind of just like float around?
I do one at a time. Yeah, I might cut a bunch of them though and have them like laying around. If it's too cold to go paint, I'll have them just layered up and I have them on the sign ready to go. But well, sometimes it depends. Like if I'm doing a lot of red takes a while to dry and I don't want to mess with it. So while that one's drying, I might start working on another piece. But my room is so small, I can only do one at a time. But I want to be more concentrated on one at a time too, just in case something happens because paint is it's not very forgiving to spray paint. So like things happen, I will probably have to reshoot the whole thing over again.
I want to go back to something you had said earlier about you being kind of your own brand. Like you're going to promote you. Like it's all, you don't have like financial backers or anything right now or anything like that. So what you put into it, like all of this is you.
Yep.
Like it's all your self-marketing, self-promotion. I mean, you have your awesome wife to
She
help
does
you
a
out,
lot. Yeah,
and a cat at home too that
she
um
helps out
um but it's very much self-sufficient.
for sure.
It's very much this is you at the end of the day.
Yep.
Like so branding, like people know your work, your logo and whatnot, like all of that DIY aspect of it's you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Uh, I just do stuff every day. I treat it as a job, so I probably put in at least 8 hours a day just cutting, mocking up stuff, getting things ready, and then the next day I heat up my garage and I start painting and get those done, and then I'll come back and start cutting again for the next day. I usually work usually 5 days a week, but sometimes for cons and stuff I got to do 7 days. There's been times I've been painting at like 4 o'clock in the morning, just like nonstop painting to have enough stuff for like 3 shows in a row that are huge shows that I won't have enough stuff for everybody to. Yeah.
You ever pass out?
Did what?
You ever pass out?
Do you keep the room ventilated? You ever pass out?
Oh, I got a mask on. Always wear a mask. Always wear a mask. I didn't wear a mask at the very beginning. Yeah, not great. Not great. Not great. No, I never passed out, but got some serious headaches. There's some of these in here that are glow in the dark, and the glow in the dark paint goes right through my mask,
Oh
and
god.
it gives me a headache. Like I do have better stuff now, and it does not do that. But this other paint I would paint nothing but glow in the dark a whole day just because I knew I was going to have a headache no matter what. It'll, yeah, it'll probably catch up to me eventually. Sure.
It's one of the occupational hazards.
I used to work in a factory for many years before I lost my job. I huffed up so much plastic and stuff. It'll be all right.
Yes.
No, it's all hand done. Yeah. Yep. Yep. Just sit at home, just cutting nonstop.
That's what I was gonna ask. What are you cutting into? Do you use like crystal? Do you use film?
Paper.
You use just regular paper?
Yeah.
Sketch
That's-
paper, drawing paper?
Anything that I have.
Yeah, I would do the same.
It's only one off anyhow. Like if you're gonna do like multiple sprays on a stencil, you're probably gonna want something like that, a plastic of some sort, because it starts rolling no matter what. Like even the guys that go around shooting stuff on the walls that are same thing. Like if you're doing like somebody's face or something, that starts to roll in the eye and it just looks bad. You know, like you can't fix it once it rolls. So I just do one offs and just chuck them.
So second strange question, how many Vector blades do you go through in a year?
No idea. Couple hundred. You know, like I got real lucky and bought like 500 on eBay for dirt cheap. So I'm just like riding them out. You know, I hopefully I try to get them to sponsor me all the time. Like I tag them and try to get some free blades, but it's not happening.
Anybody else?
So are you just shooting spray paint?
Yes,
No acrylics or?
it's acrylic spray paint. Yeah.
Not writing?
No, but I don't do that anymore. Once I switch, I was switching. At one point, it was like brushes and spray paint, and then I just fully went spray paint.
So you're not able to reuse the stencil?
I could, but I don't. Some of them definitely not, because they're just barely hanging on by a thread. When I take it off while it's wet, it's just ripping. You know, but I'd rather not use multiples because the first one's always gonna be the best. It's gonna be the tightest.
Anybody else? Well, I want to thank you for being here today. Thank you for exhibiting in the gallery. I want to thank the Ballinger Trust for helping us put this together. The next art talk will be April 16th with photographer Paul Rozicki. And immediately after this, we'll have the pop-up shop in the critique classroom. So thank you very much for coming by.
Thanks, guys, for having me. Appreciate it.